first like to thank the families of Bud and Linda for coming all the way out here and providing us with these two beautiful people so we could all be here to enjoy their wedding. And I want to raise a toast to the families right now. Beautiful family!
All right.
It's been wonderful getting to know so many of you.
Hey, thanks,
Some
buddy.
of you I knew before, and we're making new friends here. Being Bud's choice as best man, I feel I should say a few words about the guy.
If you want.
Some of you know him better than others. Some of this will be a little redundant for some of you. I'll just say that there are unique individuals in the world, and there are unusual people, and then there is Bud Curtis. He's by far the most fascinating subject I've ever had the chance to observe, and it's still going after 16 years. I'm so proud to be here today celebrating this fantastic union of these wonderful people and the lovely families here. I met, it's interesting, Tony brought up October 15th, 1971, it's the day he was born, and I met Bud on October 14th of 1990. And I remember because the next day he walked up to me and he said, "Hey, my name's Bud, and we met yesterday, and anyways, today's my birthday, and so the newspaper here wants me to do a comic strip, and I don't really have many original ideas, and so I was wondering if maybe you want to do it with me?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." I found him immediately to be just a fascinating individual, and nobody seemed to get him but me, I felt, at the time. And I kind of felt like it was my duty to interpret Bud to the masses, because he had so much to say, but nobody could understand what he was saying. He already had a thick, reddish beard, and he was only 8 at the time. He was 19 that day. We've been best friends ever since, and I've never regretted the decision to do the comic strip. We did the comic for 5 years, we put out a book, and we had a lot of fun with it. As I was considering some of the anecdotes I could provide for this speech, I realized pretty quickly that a lot of the stories that I have, I can't tell here. They don't really work for a mixed audience. I tried to clean up a couple of them, and they went like this. One time Bud and I went camping, and later we came back. Doesn't really work that well. In the absence of those stories, I thought I could at least talk about some of the amazing traits of Bud Curtis. I'm sure many of which led to Linda falling in love with him, and I will try to expand upon a bit here. I will say Bud is adventurous. He moved to Alaska, I don't know how many years ago it's been now. It's quite a while. He never looked back at the lower 48. He's hiked and paddled and driven all over the state and gotten to know it well. He even went on a month-long tour through Alaska with his band, Contra Public. And if you've ever had to spend more than 20 minutes with Cole and Dakota, then you know how courageous that was. Bud is impetuous and a little mashugana. On the night of my wedding, Bud was among several people, Ken, who took running leaps into the Deschutes River. Bud was the only one who did it in his tuxedo. I do the same, but this is Alaska, and this isn't a rental. Bud is extremely talented. His innate artistic ability is amazing, really. And anyone who's ever watched him draw or sketch can attest to it. Through hard work, perseverance, he's become a great musician as well. And he's also a very interesting dancer.
Everyone's seen the whole video. Yes!
Bud is thrifty. In our first year away at college, we lived together. We decided we'd save money by never turning the heat on. We just put more and more layers on when it got colder and colder. Bellingham turned out to be a very cold city that year. And by midwinter, we had an inch of ice on the inside of our screen glass door. Our noses ran and we shivered constantly, and anybody who came over said, "What the hell are you guys doing? I haven't seen my breath in here." I think I got bronchitis, actually. But we did save some money. In retrospect, it was pretty obvious he'd end up in Alaska. Bud is industrious. He came here to Juneau with nothing but the hair on his back. And he started several successful businesses and a number of bands. He's done all of this while still managing to watch 3 movies a day and playing 6 hours of Half-Life on his computer. I'm sure that Bud will continue to work hard in the future because Linda's already named their first 7 children. Bud is really, really, really funny. I would use other superlatives. We've spent 16 years trying to make each other laugh, and Bud once went so far as to throw himself bodily into a fire in order to make me laugh. And I'm still laughing. Bud truly loves life. I remember he said to me one time, "I want to grow to the oldest I can be, just so that I can see what comes next. Just because I know there's always going to be something amazing that's going to happen, just so I can see it and know about it." And that always stuck with me. I'll say finally that Bud is a romantic. I was privileged to see how nervous and excited he was in the days leading up to asking Linda to marry him. Bud doesn't do anything halfway, and he's full of surprises. And that's what makes love work, and that's what makes life worth living. I know he will bring you a lifetime of joy and laughter. And the two of you are adorable. And I'd just like to close by saying I'm glad that Bud has finally found someone who understands him besides me.
I'm so happy to be here today, and I'm so happy for Bud and Linda. I met Linda, I don't even really know. We kind of like crossed each other's path. Well, it was at Tennessee, wasn't it? Yeah, I guess it was. I'm kind of embarrassed about that trip, but anyways, it was a fun girl trip out to Tennessee. And I don't know, I mean, who knows what time Linda had, but I met Linda, and we were like, oh hey, and our paths just crossed, and we ended up living next door to each other and working out, and she got me to start running, and I actually was on the Klondike, for God's sake, for 3 years in a row because Linda. Because she just made it sound so fun, and she's always motivated, and she's always doing this and doing that and organizing stuff, and she gets everyone excited, and it's always just a good idea. If Linda's involved, you want to be involved with it because you know it's going to be fun. So, I was, of course, like, let's go. And I hate running, but it was fun. I'm glad I did it. And then we lived next door to each other, and I remember Linda and I basically getting dressed up, and we're both from the East, I'm from Chicago, she's from the East Coast, kind of lamenting, we love Juneau, but we're lamenting the loss of our big city ways, and so, we would get dressed up and go down to the Alaskan and pretend like we were in Sex and the City. It was super fun. Who else could I do that with? Like I said, if Linda's involved, it's a good time. It's worthwhile. And, and then she met Bud. And I would call her up, Linda, do you want, I'm going out to dinner with Bud. Linda, do you want, I'm making dinner for Bud. Linda, do you want, and I was so very happy for Linda. jealous of Bud. I must say, but Linda deserves somebody that will really love her and appreciate her and all her gifts for who she is and all the special, wonderful things she brings to every occasion. And she really does. She really gives it her all, brings it home, and I'm so glad, Bud, that you were the one that finally discovered her and to give that to her. I'm so happy for you guys, and I'm sorry that I was jealous of you.